We have just witnessed one of the most violent divisional rounds in recent history that saw everyone's favorite teams knocking each other out undeservingly, looking at you, Mark, or knocking each other out due to injuries. I'm sorry to all Lions fans. If I was a Lions fan, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Their uninjured Week 2 team could have steamrolled any of these last 4 remaining, and I think that Lions fans know that. Yeah, you guys know that, right? It's safe to say anyone who's not a fan of these 4 teams is facing a nightmare scenario where the Chiefs and Eagles are primed for a rematch of eternal boredom, but I don't think so. Yes, the Bills looked bad, but they've beat KC before in the regular season in a really tight, flukeless game and can easily fix their stale play calling in such an important matchup. As for the Commanders, they may have lost twice to the Eagles in the regular season, but right now they have caught fire and are staring down the barrel of a 2021 Bengals type of run. Seriously, imagine it. A team with an aging quarterback still desperately looking for their first Super Bowl after being drafted by a terrible franchise that happens to be blue, that has never won a single Super Bowl, and grinding through each and every heartbreaking loss until finally breaking the mold and facing off against an LSU transfer who's literally just played his first full NFL season and has way better weapons. Bills and Commanders would literally just be a replica of Super Bowl 56, and I would honestly love to see it. I wonder what would happen if Jayden Daniels won though, or Josh Allen. Hell, even if Jalen Herz managed to win his first ring and solidify his Jason Tatum status, or if Patrick Mahomes happens to three-peat and everyone at home breaks their TVs. Well, if you're wondering the same, wonder no more, because I'll be detailing what a Super Bowl means for each of the remaining 4 quarterbacks and teams in the playoffs. And all you have to do is sit there, enjoy your snack, and subscribe. Because if you don't subscribe, that snack you're eating right now is actually poisonous. Yeah, that snack in front of you, like right now, it's gonna poison you if you don't subscribe. So, I'm warning you. It's just a warning. All right, thank you. Let's get into the video. If Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl, which he is probably the favorite to do so, then the NFL is saved. As it stands right now, the Bills have the most ethical Super Bowl win ahead of them. They've lost in previous years to ways they couldn't control, and they've managed to succeed past all the doubts that people have had. And plus, no one really wants to see either of these teams win. And if the Commanders win, then everyone will just be mad that the fluke season didn't go to their team. But Josh Allen would immediately be crowned the MVP, erase all the doubt that people have placed on him in the past years, and forever be known as the hero that stopped the Mahomes three-peat. He will also be crowned the most ethical Super Bowl champion in history. Well, the most ethical if you neglect those Mark Andrews plays, because the Ravens definitely deserve to be here. Also, if the Bills win, someone please check up on Stephon Diggs, because having to watch his team lose to the Chiefs and then watch his former team finally beat them without him, honestly, at that point, you gotta kill yourself. Like I said earlier, Jalen Hurts winning the Super Bowl would be like Jason Tatum winning the finals. They've been there before off of an incredible run from their star player and had a great run against teams that they'd fell to in the past. And then when they and their green team made it, they faced off against a dynasty with the craftiest shooter of all time. It's not the best team that this dynasty has had, but the focal point has stayed the same even through age. Despite their tough matchup, at one point it seemed like these teams had it in the bag, but eventually the star came through and they both lost. But then they retooled with superstars, and they were honestly better than the 2 main faces of the team, and that super team carried them all the way to a championship against the blue team. That blue team, led by a fan favorite drafted at the top of the 2018 draft, and surprised all the analysts that said their raw talent wouldn't translate to the big leagues, but then it did. These 2 were generational and just barely came short of the championship in years prior, and the reason they came short was because of that big dynasty. But finally they would make it against this green team and lose. What did I say? Jalen Hurts is literally Jason Tatum if he pulls this off against the Bills, which could be considered a good or bad thing depending on how the internet treats both of these guys. I mean, yeah, you win a championship, but also who the hell wants to be the next Jason Tatum?
I know everybody will wonder what would happen if we didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
If Jayden Daniels wins the Super Bowl, it is simple. He did what Joe Burrow couldn't do and has become the greatest rookie quarterback of all time, completing the fastest rebuild in NFL history, and in the process subtly enraging every other team in the league just by jealousy, especially the Cowboys, which I have the misfortune of being a fan of. With how competitive either side of the NFL is getting right now, it seems like he'll suffer a similar fate to Joe in the future and have a hard time making it back, but that wouldn't matter because he would have shocked the world and set out to accomplish his lifelong goal in just year number 1. And this would also make that one dude who filmed this video when he was at ASU feel like the biggest idiot in history.
Clear this shit out. He out of this. Suck anyways.
I don't want to talk about this one. It's basically like writing the worst outcome imaginable for everybody. Picture this, it's just a couple of weeks from now and the boring ass Chiefs have just stalled the entire game on penalties, ruining everyone's night. Kendrick Lamar makes everyone mute their TVs by playing Not Like Us and screaming mustard. Mahomes three-peats, he's inching forward even more in the GOAT convo. Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift or some stupid shit like that because for some reason he's the best tight end in the history of football when it comes to playoff time. Then the entire NFL world gets extremely angry. Philly explodes how Philly explodes, and the entire world just bursts into flames, which completes the satanic ritual that has been brewing in the backlines of the NFL since Isaiah Likely forgot to wear his white cleats.
And that would bring about the final chief sacrifice to initiate the apocalypse by somebody.
In the end, I'd be happy if either of these two guys won. Meh, if this dude won, just how I was with Tatum last year. And I'd never make an NFL video again if Mahomes and the Devil Magic Chiefs won. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. Let me know who you think's gonna win in the comments below, and please subscribe because it genuinely helps so much more than you have any idea. Also, thank you for all the support recently. I hope you've been enjoying the more NFL-based content, and I'll be switching back between the NFL and the NBA constantly. If you're an NBA fan and you managed to stick through this video, I thank you, and I've got a shit ton of NBA videos on my channel, so if you want to go check them out, please go do so. Alright, thank you to all the real ones who watched until the end. I'll see you all in the next one, and subscribe. It's free.